For years, I did what every single trading channel told me to do. I had multiple time frames open. I was looking for 1 to 3s. I was doing top-down analysis. I was checking the trends between multiple pairs and everything along those lines. Then eventually I stripped everything back to just 3. 1 time frame, 1 take profit, and 1 setup. And for the first time, my account stopped looking like a heart rate monitor. This was the change that I needed, and this was the key point to my trading career. Now I've been a full-time trader for the past year. Now in this video, I'm going to tell you why the 1-to-1-to-1 method has worked like a gem, and how each piece is extremely important, and why the last one is one that most people refuse to accept, but I continue to do it anyway. Now, back in 2022, when I first started to trade, the one thing everybody was telling me is top-down analysis. I learned how to trade via YouTube. So every video I was watching, you had to start from the daily, and then the 4-hour, and then the 1 hour, and then maybe the 15, and then you go down to the 5, and then to the 1 minute. But the one issue I kept finding is that sometimes the high time frame will tell you to do one thing, but then as you go lower, it's telling you to do another thing, and now you don't know if you should buy or should sell. And there's countless times that I saw that the 1 minute, for example, can tell me buy, but the 1 hour is telling me sell. And I'm thinking, you know, as people tell me to do, the high time frame is meant to be more superior, so let me sell. But then somehow the 1 minute is cooking. The 1 minute absolutely obliterates, and it's like, okay, should I have taken the 1 minute? And then the next time I do the opposite and I still lose. So the confusion was one thing that I couldn't get my head around. It just wasn't really for me. The multiple time frame analysis was not for me. I needed something a lot more simple. This was messing up my strategy. This was messing up my numbers big time. And the worst part about this is, once I started to figure out that backtesting was key, it was even harder to backtest, because by trying to do all the multiple time frame analysis and getting the screenshots and having the whole thing down, it was taking so long. It was extremely long, and it just wasn't really consistent for me to do. So I needed a model that was just very systematic, very, very simple, very straightforward, and just more of my discretion. I think that was the problem. The discretion part of that was just not it. Now, in addition to this, I was told to be taking larger RRs, right? 1 to 3s. I'm sure you guys have heard this every single time. 1 to 3s is like the sweet spot. If you can get 1 to 5. Now, these days, I'm seeing 1 to 10s. But bro, it's all good and sweet on paper. It looks amazing when you hit that 1 to 10. The dopamine, the rush, yes, you know, you think you're the guy. However, I'm telling you, the psychology to handle that is not it. It looks good. When people are telling you it looks good, I promise you it looks very good. You know, when you do the maths makes a lot of sense. I'm being honest, the maths makes sense, right? You only need a small percentage to win. You go for that 1 to 5. Once you hit that 5 out, all your 5 losses, bam, you make it back. But when you're going through the losses though, oof, it's not the same. And I'm sure you guys can relate, especially if you've been trading for some time. But if you're a beginner, I'm telling you, you might think, now you'll firm it. I'm telling you, it's going to be very, very hard, especially when you're trading real money. Not prop firms here now, real money. It's extremely hard to go through those losses, you know. Like, you might be hearing that 1 to 5, okay, cool, maybe you take 4 losses and then, you know, the 5th one, and then bam, you win. But it doesn't go that way. You could lose 7 in a row, maybe even 8, maybe 9 in a row before you get that +5R. And then after that +5R, you might lose another 10 in a row, and then +5. Like, you don't know how it's gonna come. Yes, you could get multiple +5, but just going through the losing stages was a pain. You're going to doubt your strategy. You're going to hate the process. You're going to keep changing your method several times because you just think, nah, this ain't working. It's just so tough. It was very, very tough for me to stick to the system. So I needed a change. Now this brings us to the first pillar, which is the 1 time frame. The 1 time frame was the first thing I implemented. This was when I started to use everything that I had learnt on YouTube when I was trying to teach myself, and then I was stripping things back and trying to make my own model that worked. So the first thing I did was just, you know what, forget all the time frames. Which one do I like the best, from the daily all the way to the 1 minute? So I remember I was hearing a lot about the 5 minute back then. So I did a 5 minute. 5 minute was great. I just stuck to 5 minute wholly. I said, whatever the 5 minutes says is what I'm going to do. Just because of the confusion, I stuck to just the M5. M5 is very good because the majority of people trade M5. So the confluences and everyone trading that time frame does probably play a tiny part. But M5 is good. It's a lot slower. It gives you time to read the market. It gives you time to analyze. It gives you time to enter. It gives you time to set your stop loss. So it's a good pace. But then eventually I went to the 1 minute. 1 minute was even better because now I get more setups and I can focus on a single pair. So you can see how a lot of things was just me trying to strip things down to just one thing. So at this point, I wanted to trade just one pair, one time frame. The one time frame definitely cooked. The one pair definitely cooked. But these days I switch between both. Sometimes I'll go to the M1 and just stick to the M1, sometimes M5. But on the M5, you just need to know that you will need maybe, I'll say, have about 3 to 5 pairs if you're going to trade one time frame. You don't want to have too many, it gets ridiculous and you're just going to bring back the confusion again and over trading. So you want to reduce the pairs to a decent amount and just trade maybe 3 to 5 pairs in one time frame. So the M5 was great. This now gave me clarity. This allowed me to just watch one chart, focus on analyzing and mastering one chart, one time, the pacing, what the market is saying according to that chart. The main benefit of this was the clarity, man. I'm telling you, it was a game changer. Clarity was just, it was so much better because now I could just accept the loss and the win based on that one time frame. And I backtested that one time frame a lot to a point where I'm like, okay, cool. Do I accept the win rate? Yeah, I was happy with the win rate. The win rate was around 65%. I said, cool, we're good with this. I don't mind not having 70. I don't mind not having, you know, a 1 to 16 or whatever the case is. As long as we're making money, man, that's all that mattered. And this also meant I was winning a lot more and I wasn't giving profits back like I was when I was trying to go for the 1 to 5s, etc. Because at that time, you're giving profits back. Sometimes profits will get to 1 to 4 and then retrace back. That there is a killer. Especially when you've been on drawdown, right? You've lost 5, 6 trades in a row. And then you saw a 1 to 4, but then you're waiting for your 1 to 5 arc because you want to be disciplined, which is essential. But then that retraces, goes back to stop loss. Bro, it's like someone stabbing you in the heart. And one bonus that I wish I knew when I first started trading is using Sentry. Sentry is basically a trading tool that allows me to now calculate lot size automatically. I can't tell you how much this transformed my trading, and I'm so confident it will do the same for you because once you start to use it, there is no going back. I've never stopped using it since. It helps you to calculate lot size automatically so you don't have to spend time calculating it on your phone manually. You don't have to waste time having to, you know, whilst the trade is passing, especially for scalpers, you know how quickly the trade passed by. You no longer want to have FOMO, you no longer want to miss trades. You want everything to just happen. So simply, this is the tool for you. This was made by me personally because I needed something that worked based on how I trade, not just someone out there just making something for the sake of having a business. This is one I use by myself. I made it for myself. And so far I've had a lot of feedback on how useful it's been. So for those that trade supply and demand, you have things like it allows you to just set the break of candle and the break of candle will move according to the candle closes. And once price breaks the candle, you get the entry automatically without pressing a single button. And for other traders out there, all you need to do is drag the stop loss line. It will set your stop loss for you based on your risk, no matter where your stop loss is. So you always be risking 1% or 2% or whatever percent you want every single time. So this way now your risk management will be perfect. I'm so confident you will like it that you can check it out for free for 7 days, completely for free. The link is in the description of this video. And you can get an additional 20% off using the code Sully on any annual plan or lifetime plan. So be sure to check it out today and let's move on to the next pillar. Now for the second pillar, we had one model. The one model made sure my results were now measurable. One model meaning I was trading one playbook, one system, one setup, one strategy. Whatever word you want to call it, it was just one. And for me, that was supply and demand. I was just looking at straight supply and demand and everything to do with supply and demand. I stopped looking at liquidity grabs. I stopped looking at support and resistance, all of that. I didn't even combine it. I was just using one model and one model alone. So when I was backtesting now, it meant that everything that I started to do started becoming a lot more systematic, right? It's like my entry is this. When I see this, I do this, I do this. Like it was like I was coding something, right? It's like when you're making a sandwich, you just know that, cool, you get the bread, you put a little butter on there, you put a little cheese on there, maybe a little chicken in there as well. Like it's not debatable, you know what I mean? You see these stuff, you do it, simple as. So this was the game changer, because when I started backtest now, this was when I was able to backtest a lot easier as well, because it was just looking for my confluence. When I see my confluence, I take it. When it's not there, I don't take it. There's no debate, there's no buts, there's no ifs, and this made it a lot more teachable. You find that the best way to know something is by teaching it. So when I was teaching my friends and other people, they were able to pick up on it quickly because it's just very simple. Like I can look at your chart and I can tell you this is wrong because I'm just looking for these confluences. If it's not there, bam, it ain't there. If it's there, bam, it's there. You see what I mean? So clarity and having a systematic model is so essential to profitability. Without it, you're going to struggle a lot, because if you're having having a bad day and your mind isn't clear, that means you're just going to be seeing a whole different chart. You can't read the chart. It will be something completely different. And then if you're having a good day, everything might be clear, but you don't want all that. For me, I should be able to be woken up at 2 a.m. and I look at my chart and I'm saying, bam, this is my setup, I'm taking it. See what I mean? Like, you can look at it in 5 seconds and you just understand exactly what's happening. The next benefit that a lot of people don't think about when it comes to trading just one model is that I missed a lot of setups. It might sound like a bad thing. However, this was good because it allowed me to keep my capital. It allowed me to miss a lot of setups that I would previously have entered because of multiple time frames and multiple strides and setups all mixed together. However, now less exposure to the market is fantastic and it's good. Don't underestimate having less exposure, because the more you're exposed to the market, the more money you're losing. So you want to have limited number of setups. You want to know that in a week you're only going to take, let's say, 3 to 5 trades, because you know your setup over 1,000 trades only shows up that amount of time. So this allows you to just know that most setups that you're missing is saving in your pocket, because not all of them are going to win. And the more money you can keep, the better. The more money you can not lose at the beginning when you're learning to trade, the longer you will stay in the game. And the profitable trader comes from those who's been in the game long enough because they did not quit. At the end of the day, trading doesn't work because people quit. If you don't quit, eventually, as long as you keep doing the right things, you'll get there. But people blow so much money at the beginning. That could have been me, because I didn't even know about demo back then. I didn't know about profits back then. I didn't know about backtesting back then. So I was just trading raw cash from the beginning. And I'm telling you, I got to the point where I had 1K left and all I had to do was pray to God that, God, if you called me to do this, if this is something I should be doing, help me. I have 1K left to my name because I blew so much of it. But by the grace of God, I was able to somehow turn it around. God came in at the last moment like he always does. That's how I end up being here today, by the grace of God. So key things is reducing your exposure is fantastic, and having one trading model, it helps you to trade less. So that way you can trade the best setups possible that is just according to your system. Now for the next pillar, one, take profit. This is one that a lot of people cannot comprehend. This is one that I still get a lot of people getting onto me about, because I trade just one take profit. Not just that, but I trade just 1-to-1s, right? One setup, one take profit, literally one session, one time frame, 1-to-1s. Everything is stripped back to one. And it's been the biggest change. It took a while to realize all these things. That was the hard bit. It took a while. So this is all the gems that's taken me multiple losses and multiple years. This is everything I'm giving you in just this single video. And those who have ears, let them hear. Because I'm telling you, this here will change the game for you if you're still struggling with trading. For many years, I was getting told 1-to-3s is the gem, because it just allows you to overcome and get over your losses. And the maths makes sense. You can lose 5 trades in a row. You win 1-to-10. You make everything back. Yes, it is very, very good. I'm not saying that doesn't work. It only works for the 0.1% of people who confirm such maths and they have a psychology that is just like a rock of iron. I don't know if that makes sense, but just very concrete, right? They're not breaking no matter what. They've lost their heart, their heart's been taken away, they have no emotions whatsoever. That's who that probably works for. However, for me, I'm on the other side where I like consistency. I love having a good win rate. I love taking 5 trades and I know that I'm winning 3 to 4 of them. That's what I prefer. Maybe one break even, but I'm not losing as often, because every loss you take puts doubt in your heart. And when you start to doubt your strategy, you know you're cooked. So understand that having a 25% win rate is not easy. You want to be more on that 65, 75. And even up till now that I've been trading for a long time, literally just about last week or 2 weeks ago, we're finding new ways to just increase that win rate more and more and more. It's just about creeping it up, even 1% at a time. Eventually, I want to get to that consistent 70 to 80% consistently, because at that point, I'm going to have utmost confidence. I'm going to be extremely confident. It's just about trial and error every single time, finding the base on your strategy, finding new ways and experimenting with new ways. That takes a lot of time, wastes a lot of money. However, all these things is just all about data. So you want to make sure that you are, I'm telling you, try it. Try taking 1-to-1s, because 1-to-1s allows you to have a foundation. From there, you can then eventually start to figure out ways to increase your win rate, or maybe go for 1-to-2s, 1-to-3s. However, you want to start a 1-to-1. Don't skip that phase, because you will really see that you suddenly start to win even when you're not correct. That's the best part that I noticed. I might not be right about the direction, and you can see an example of a trade right here on the screen. The direction wasn't correct. However, I still won the trade, because scalping a 1-to-1 quickly, you get these, especially especially when you're trading a smaller time frame, like maybe the M5 or the M3 or the M1, you can still win even while still being incorrect. This is the beautiful part about trading such smaller time frame and such smaller take profit as well. And with a 1-to-1, all you really need is a 50% win rate. 50, just being half of the time, just be right. You guys might start to say, oh, but you know, commissions and spreads and everything is gonna kill you. Yes, but I'm telling you, I'm so optimized that I use a broker that is regulated, that allows me to have literally almost no spreads every single time and little to no commissions every single time. It's the cheapest in the industry, hands down. I'm not even debating it because I've not found any others. If you have any others, let me know, but this is the best broker that I use. So this allows me to literally have just about a 50% win rate if I want to still be profitable. Mine is higher. However, if I have a 52%, I'm literally making money because there's no spreads, and commission literally does not exist when I'm trading things like indices. So these are the gems. These are the things that people don't tell you. So if you want to do the same, there's a link in the description. Before you start asking me what broker is this, link is in the description. Check it out for yourself, try it out, and you'll see that, especially being a scalper where, you know, you need perfect entry every time, that even just a little miss can ruin your whole strat. You want a good broker. So with a combination of all these things, it was the game changer that I personally needed. So when I combined all of these things together, one trading model, one time frame, one take profit, and there's other ones, right? I just don't want to call it the 1-to-1 to 1-to-1 to 1, but you know, you also want to trade things like one session. You also want to have one stop loss model as well. Once you have all these things, you start to have a very systematic trading model, one that you can give to anyone and they can replicate it exactly to the T. Once that you can even code if you want to, because at the end of the day, it's all about, you know, as long as everything's so systematic, you can make this automated, which is one thing I'll probably do in the future, because eventually I might not want to be on a charts for long, depending on what life is saying. And because it's so systematic, I can just let a bot do this for me, trade exactly how I want, and it's possible. So this, guys, is the game changer. If any of this you don't agree with, I'll be happy to discuss it. Let me know in the comments of this video. If there's anything that you think you also did similar to me, but even helped you even better, let me know in the comments of this video. But that was the change that helped me. I hope you found at least one thing that can help you in this video, because these are the things that changed my life, and now I'm a full-time day trader, and I hope you can get there too. Now there's more I couldn't tell in this video, so watch this next video on 8 things my wife and I wish we knew when we first started trading. That's going to be extremely useful to you. Check it out.